Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is kind of like a part two to the Zero to Premium. I know it's been taking a while, and the reason for that is I've been busy with other stuff, but also like these things, it takes a surprisingly long amount of time. That's why the whole point of the challenge was to do this as quick as possible. But you'll soon see, like with this first one that I did with Big Daddy Rat, eventually, like we just had like an unlucky streak, and we just kept dying over and over again, and eventually I lost everything. Even all my favor, like my go-to just in case, like emergency funds, like it just all just vanished. Like you'd see here, I started with like 3 million, right? 3 million, and then just a series of unfortunate fights. Like I'll show a clip here where we were fighting someone in 6.3, and we actually almost killed him. I forgot to activate my food, which probably would have like actually won me that fight, but you know, I was just unlucky. And then after that, it was just back to back, just deaths, like fights that I shouldn't be taking, or I'm getting caught out. Like I was just making way too many mistakes. And another mistake that I've noticed that I do is the corrupted dungeons. It is because my sets are so expensive and the kills that I get are so low, like the money I get for killing people is so low, like I had to kill like maybe 2 or 3 people to get like my money's worth of my set, right? So it's already, I have to have a really high win rate just to make even on my set. And then if I die, it hits way too hard. And I've, it's just, I don't know, maybe it was my addiction to doing CDs, but yeah, I should not be doing them because it just deletes my money. But anyways, on this Big Daddy Rat, like I said, I ran out of steam. I just like completely ran out of money in every direction. I know I could just go back out and just like slowly grind back up, get my first like 4-1 set again, and then go out and just keep getting silver that way, like, and maybe do it a little bit properly. But I think this is just not the way to go. As a new character, you're just so far behind in item power and just like extra money to like buy proper sets that I don't think it's worth it. Maybe open world like chess, doing the PVE and just going out and getting all the chests out there. So it actually seems pretty like it's a really good way of making money. Like just doing the camps, getting the open world like objectives you find out there, like the wagons and all that. It's pretty good, but CDs is not the way to go if you're trying to make a lot of money. Even if you're like the best CD player, like you'll still run into something that just completely counters your build. Like you go in full play, you start running into like a bunch of healers, and you just don't have the damage to kill them. And then you're like, okay, well, I'll take something to go against these healers. Then you run into someone with double soldier armor, and you're just like, well, that's fine. But yeah, it is a lot like rock paper scissors, which I mean it's nice, but at the same time, like if you're trying to like win, it doesn't really work for you. When it's just like you lose no matter what, depending on what you're facing. So like this character, Big Daddy Rat, after running out of steam, getting to see like basically like 1,000 silver left on it with no favor to spend and nothing, like I was just like, yeah, I'm done. I deleted this character, and I decided a new one because I was like, okay. I thought the problem was I didn't have anything to fall back on. Like I didn't have something that was like a consistent moneymaker. I was always risking it. So like the first character, the Big Ag Rat, was all about momentum, where it's like we get kills, we upgrade our gear, and then we get juicier kills, and then we keep upgrading until we can just take on like someone who's worth like millions, and then eventually do we make our premium, right? And that was the whole idea of that. Well, actually, the whole idea at the beginning was the rat, like just not risk anything, just go for like rat kills. But it doesn't work that way. I'm just like way too impatient to sit around and wait for someone to start fighting and then to come in and steal the loot. Like also that's just kind of like a shitty way to play in general. Like I don't like it, but even though I call myself a rat, I don't actually like ratting in Albion. Like I have like too much respect for myself to do that to other people. But anyways, like in my other character that I started, so I started a brand new character, another Zero to Peribium. But this time my goal was to get gathering up, and so that while I'm running out in the open worlds, I can gather at the same time and start picking up those like 5.3s, the 6.3s, and make like a big, a nice little chunk of silver while just kind of running around between the camps and just doing stuff out in the open world. Because that's also another thing I noticed is that as I'm just running around and doing camps, Like there was a lot of like dead time, or like there was a lot of time where I was like not like just running around doing nothing, right? And I'm passing by all these resources I could be gathering. So I thought I'd fill that in by actually getting my gathering up. And so the journey began. I started a kind of a zero to hero gathering character, and all I would do is just go out and hit trees and skinning. Actually, I prioritized skinning first, and the reason for that is that I believe skinning is the like the gathering skill that gives you the most amount of silver, because not only are you constantly getting like the fame credits because you're killing mobs, but you're also giving it also gives you a chance to drop babies. Like the stags, which for example will drop you a baby that I believe is around like 100, maybe 90k between those two, like 90 to 100k silver if you actually manage to get a baby drop from them, which is huge at the start. So not only are you gathering like your 4.12s or 3s, but you also have a chance of dropping babies. And there's also the same thing with the swift claws, like dropping baby swift claws. They're not as worth as much. They're about like 25,000, I think, but they have a pretty like decent drop rate. So you can definitely get yourself like an extra bit of cash that way. But what I had my eyes on were like the wolves and the moose, because their babies dropped, and they are like worth around like 300,000. Maybe a little bit less depending on which one, but yeah, because roughly around 300,000 for their baby drops in their tier 6, which shouldn't take too long to get. And so that was my goal. My goal was to get the T6 unlocked and just go out, and then like as I'm like gathering, I'll just hit like all the all those T6 moose and wolves. I kind of want to say meese, but that's not a word. Then and hopefully just get baby drops, and that'll be like a really like nice way of just like building up my economy, and then like allowing me to like, just buy like bigger sets, and actually or just a bunch more sets that I can go in with and like try to double my money kind of thing through PvP. Anyways, I've already been going off for like way too long here, so I'm gonna try and finish this up. So, in my on my second attempt with Gathering, I actually managed to get up to T5. I was like halfway to T6, and I even started getting like another skill. Like I was getting my leather, my skinning was T5, but I was also got my wood cutting to T4. So that as I'm running through these forest zones, I can also hit like all the shinies that are along the way. But after like 14 hours of doing that, I realized that I actually made like some big mistakes from the get-go, actually, like on like speed running. So I completely forgot that you don't even have to do the tutorial anymore. Like all you have to do is sell 50,000 worth of silver on the marketplace, and you get your 3-day premium. So we can actually save an entire hour at the very beginning of the speed run, and we'll be fine. Like it's like you just skip the tutorial, go straight over to, well, gather some rough stone, grab yourself a mule, possibly, and just go over to the big city. Actually, I don't even know if it's worth it. I need to like kind of see them, because I believe the marketplaces, so the starting cities aren't connected. Like the marketplaces prices aren't connected to the main city prices. So I need to actually see if it's actually worth it to sell the rough stone there, or if it's like more worth it to just go up and sell it straight to the main city and get a better price. I believe it's better if you sell it in the main city, but I'll have to like go check that real quick. But like I'm gonna do it again. So like yeah, I wasted like a good 20 hours on these like well way more than that if I consider the entire time that I played, but over 20 hours on these two characters, just kind of like trying to do the zero to hero dream as fast as possible. But I realized the gathering route is just way too slow. Like the very beginning of it, you waste so many hours just to get yourself to a tier that you start actually making some good money from. That it's like, and also like you like keep in mind that during the gathering when I was also doing CDs every now and then to kind of like break the rhythm and get like so I'm not just gathering constantly and like falling asleep on my computer. Like I did some CDs as well, but I just realized afterwards that like yeah, CDs is no go. I'm not gonna be doing CDs anymore in my like zero to premiums. That thing's out the window. And I've also just been looking around at other people and what they do, and there's also some different strategies that I haven't thought of before, where it's just like we stick to the royal continent and we do like the faction warfare because apparently the chests are like absolutely broken. Like just hundreds of people are all just there like gathering like opening the chest and getting like hundreds of thousands of silver. And it's pretty safe content unless you get hit by a bomb, then we would have to like watch out for that. But from what I see, like it could be another way of doing it. I think personally, if I had to guess, the fastest way to get to premium like in a day would have to be transporting the Caerleon to be more specific. Like you buy a bunch of things from the royal continent or the royal cities, and then you just transport it over to Caerleon and sell it on the black market. That in theory is my like I assume is the fastest way to get to premium. If you find some really good deals and you're like transporting items that are making a good like 100k per item that you sell, like it could be really good. We could also do like transporting between the cities, like buying the treasures and then like transporting them between cities. Like there's probably like a good way to make decent money doing that too. But we have to start at like we have to have like a starting capital before we start that, right? So I'm gonna theory craft a little bit. I'm gonna like try and figure out a way to get like an early little bit of money and then just like transport to black market and sell it, and then we'll have to show off like dodging gankers too along the way because we're probably most likely going to see at some point during our like transporting adventures, especially as we're trying to transport like some way more expensive items. Like we'll probably see a lot more gankers just coming out of nowhere, because you never know. I've heard rumors of people using radar cheats and whatnot, and a lot of people really seem to believe that they're doing it. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, this is basically just like an update video, just so you guys know that what I've been up to. Like, I haven't been slacking off, I've been actually grinding away at it, but these two characters that I've spent like over 20 plus hours on, I'm not going to delete my, the Gathering one, but I'm going to make a new character again, but this time I'm going to try like a different method to getting to, premium as fast as possible. Because that's the goal. I want to show you guys how fast to do it, and right now I'm still like in the testing phases of like seeing what works and what doesn't. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's mostly just me talking, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Anyways, I'll make another video pretty soon. I'm gonna start working on a new character here and really just see how fast I can get to premium. So hopefully it actually happens and I can do it within like 24 hours. And, or maybe even less than that. If I can get that less than 24 hours and get, like, a character from 0 silver to premium, like, that'd be insane. But, we'll see, we'll see. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next one.